Hello. I wanted to make another YouTube video about my out-of-body experiences because I've had many requests to make more videos. So finally, here's another. I thought that I would start out with my first out-of-body experience that I've ever had. And this happened around, I believe, 2003-ish. I was looking for my journal that contains this one in particular, and I couldn't find it today. So I'm sure that the date and everything is probably a lot more important to me than it is to you. But if you care, I'll put it in my description below at some point once I find this journal entry. So anyway. So, like my other out of bodies, the out of body experience happened between wakefulness and sleep. So, I was sleeping, I woke up at some point during the night, and I got up for a few minutes and went back to bed. And this time in particular, I noticed that my bed felt really comfortable, more comfortable than usual. And it felt like a cloud or something. It was just really nice. And I noticed that I was experiencing sleep paralysis. Gotta love it. I'm sure you felt this before too, sleep paralysis where your mind is still aware and awake. You can probably hear things and you're very aware of your thoughts and you're not dreaming or anything yet. But your body is not able to move if you try to make it move. It's kind of a weird feeling, right? You probably felt this. So I was feeling sleep paralysis. And this time in particular, there was this buzzing sound. Okay, this is the first time that I've ever heard this buzzing sound, and I haven't heard it since. This is the only time that I've actually heard this buzzing sound. So this high-pitched buzzing sound, I was trying to listen, where's this coming from? This is so weird, right? It was coming from in my head. It was between my ears, right? It was, like I said, a high-pitched buzzing sound. That's the best way I can describe it. Happening in my head. Have you ever heard anything that was going on in your head before? It's kind of a weird experience if you've never experienced this before. So I'm like, that's weird. The first weird thing, right? And after listening to this for a little while, I noticed that I felt like this suction, this huge vacuum was over my abdomen. And I couldn't move my body, so I couldn't stop this from happening, right? So I felt this huge suction over my abdomen trying to pull me out. And it was like pulling out my spirit or my soul or my consciousness or whatever, however you want to, understand that. So, and I felt really almost in a way out of control. I was not controlling this experience at all. It was just kind of happening, and I was just kind of going along with the ride, even though I was trying to fight it. So this vacuum was trying to suck me out, and it's like my spirit was holding on to my body, no, like a roller coaster or something. I don't want this. Why is this happening? I was not ready for it mentally. My consciousness, I guess, was ready for it in some spiritual level. I was ready for this experience. Why else would it have happened? But I was not expecting it, so it was a little bit awkward, and the experience itself was really quite beautiful. But you'll see what I mean. I wasn't ready for it mentally, so I'm trying to hold on to my body. My body's not able to move. I'm not able to move it, so I can't wake myself up, get myself out of it. So I'm feeling the suction pull me out of my abdomen, of all places, and then it kind of spits me out, and I'm looking at the wall, and I'm only a few feet tall. I'm very short, and I didn't have legs, and I don't think that I had arms or anything. I just had this awareness of my mind, my consciousness. And I'm facing the wall, and I noticed that things look really foggy, and even black and white. I didn't really notice a lot of color this time. And so I'm like, okay, what just happened? There was no accident, right? I was laying in bed, why would I just die just like that? It's not every day that you're out of your body, right? If you're out of your body, you're probably your body's probably dead, right? That's what we usually think. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm too young to die. Why is this happening, right? This isn't usual. This isn't normal. So so I'm facing the wall, and all along I'm like what's going on here, right? And I looked over towards my body, and I was like, is it breathing? Like I had all this like concern for my body because I was so attached to it, so attached for the welfare of my body. I wasn't, if I if I was more mentally prepared for this experience, I think that I could have explored more, and it would have been a lot more positive. Even though it really was a positive experience, it wasn't negative. I mean, I guess it was kind of neutral just because of my mindset. Otherwise, it could have been a really beautiful experience. I just wasn't like mentally prepared for it. Um, so, so facing the wall, wondering what's going on. Look at my body. Oh my God, is it breathing? And then I realized I'm not breathing. I don't have to breathe. It's like I'm almost like my throat is like cemented off. Like there's no oxygen coming into my being. So that's so all these different things were these things that I was noticing that were really unusual, that I'm not used to experiencing, right? You're probably not either. So it probably freak you out a little bit too, perhaps. So finally, oh, I have to tell you. Okay, so while all this is going on, deep down inside, I could, I felt really connected to everyone. I think that if I wasn't so concerned for my physical body, I would have, gone into this connectedness a little bit more. Definitely I would have. And I could hear everyone. And I really felt like I was with everyone on earth all at the same time. And I could hear everyone, and I could hear conversations that were going on. And also I could hear thoughts that were occurring all at the same time, all over the earth. Everyone, you, I could hear you, right? It's kind of weird, right? So, I mean, that's a sense of connectedness that I experienced, but like I said, I wasn't ready to delve into it. So, just like that, went back in my body. I was very thankful to be back, and I was just trying to figure the whole experience out and trying to figure out how it even occurred, because I didn't do anything unusual, right? So that morning I got up and I told my mom what had happened. And one thing that I told her as well is that her car was ready. I just felt like I had this message for her, like, your car's ready. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? She's like, well, I dropped it off yesterday at the mechanic and they just called me and told me that it was ready for pickup. So I kind of felt like, in a sense, like that was some sort of connection that I had, or some verification of what had happened, that about that unity. I don't know, something little, but so yeah, that was my first out of body experience. Kind of entertaining, I guess, but yeah, like I said, I don't know if I was completely mentally prepared for that one. What can I say? So that was the first one. Thank you.